What's going on, y'all? I literally made a video like 2 hours ago and the audio wasn't even working, so I'm just gonna make another one and let's talk about some of the stuff that went on today. Had a lot of big news about the economy and inflation data, but before we get into that, let's take a look at crypto bubbles. We have Toncoin up about 7%. We have Aave up 8%. Most of the market's in the red today, though. We see WIF is down 7%. We got Ondo down about 4%. So we see inflation reaches the lowest level in 3 years, which pretty good news for most people. But at the end of the day, I mean, little too late, right? So top official says Federal Reserve cannot risk being too late with rate cuts, even though we're halfway through August already. Some people say rate cuts aren't going to happen. I mean, it's an election year, so historically they always happen. Exchanges gear up crypto advocacy in Canada as the elections loom. Same here in the States. I mean, they have to kind of gear up with something, right? Now, as far as the Democrat Party, I haven't really heard much. Even with Trump, we heard him have the interview with Elon. In his top 20 list, there was zero mention of crypto. Bitcoin's not even in the top 20 list of his priorities. So until we hear something about crypto, I'm really not going to talk about either party because it's really not relevant here in the United States until something happens. But as far as Canada, definitely seeing some legislation moving towards it. And like in previous videos, I mentioned that CBDCs are going to be heavily talked about in the future. So this is going to be laying the framework for it. I think that people are going to be relying more on CBDCs if they don't embrace something like Bitcoin. So the CPI in the US rose 0.2% in July, which was matching expectations, and the Bitcoin continued with modest daily gains at 61,000 following the report. And Bitcoin bullish because rate cuts are coming, which is expected. So right now the fear and greed index is at a 55. We see that the market's still feeling a little bit neutral as far as retail goes, still a little bit hesitant. Bitcoin has $58,977. Ethereum down 1% for the day at $2,670. One thing I did want to mention for Bitcoin is that we've seen the RSI indicating we're entering a rebound zone for the next few months. This is the opportunity to keep on buying. Solana down 2% for the day at $144. Also, let's mention that the US government moves 10,000 Bitcoin. And the reason is they had they were the largest holder of Bitcoin with 203,000 overall, and all of this was sent to Coinbase. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be selling it, but just means that it's going to be moved over there, and this could be price manipulation, similar to what happened in Germany. Now, Binance to pay $1.7 million to the Brazilian Securities Commission to end the probe into unauthorized derivatives offering. Now, just like we've seen in a couple other countries, all of this negative news is best to just get it out as soon as possible, because when people who are new to the industry see headlines like this, it makes them more hesitant to enter the market, and it keeps new people from entering. So eventually, when we get rid of stuff like this, the price will go up over time. And check this out. It says from Forbes, it's over. A leak sparks serious crypto crackdown in the US as fears that the Bitcoin price bounces back. Now, it says that the Bitcoin and crypto community are braced for a US crypto crackdown if Vice President and Democratic Party nominee Kamala Harris wins the White House in November. But they always want to put this fear into the minds of people in the community. which is obviously retail, because soon as you sell it, they buy it. And Goldman Sachs holds over $400 million in Bitcoin ETFs. And the bank says it owns over $400 million in ETFs in a recently filed 13F. And they say we're not believers in crypto. Funny, because, I mean, why would you hold $500 million? On the other hand, new Vanguard CEO says the asset manager will not be launching any ETFs. So when it comes to supply and demand, if you don't have any, they're just going to go somewhere else and buy the ETFs. They'll go to BlackRock, they'll go to Goldman Sachs, whoever has it. So with the 10,000 Bitcoin, it seems like as far as the dollar amount, it's about $594 million from the Silk Road Bitcoin. And as I said, it was sent to Coinbase. So we all know that those exchanges are running dry little by little, mostly because of whales and institutions. So it is on Coinbase now. Not necessarily hasn't been sold, but it's on the platform. Wisconsin adding 447,000 shares to BlackRock Bitcoin ETF holdings, and they're just one of many. Now, in a SEC filing, the State Investment Board reported owning 2,898,051 shares of the iShares Bitcoin Trust as of June 30th. And we're in the middle of August, so who knows what it is now. And yeah, so pretty much to sum it up, we have some good news when it comes to inflation. We're not at the current goal, which is 2%, but 2 years ago we were at like 9%. So I mean, on the way down. I don't know if we're going to be at where we want to be. They haven't said anything about cutting rates officially, but I'm sure behind the scenes they're working on something. We're always going to be the last ones to know, but as far as the market goes, everything is in the red. So I mean, I would definitely continue to stack up. And if you look at this graph, we're still in that consolidation phase. So take about 2 more months until we really start to take off. And unless we have any major events, then the market can go down. But historically speaking, yeah, just continue to do your thing. But if you wait another 4 years or so, I don't think that regular everyday people will be able to get into the market that the way they're getting in right now, especially at the prices we're looking at. We'll probably be looking at completely different prices when we just dropped down to 58,000. So yeah, so just continue to DCA, guys. I'll see you in the next video.